Ladies and gents, ladies and gents, ladies and gents, it is that time again. It is that time again for another great conversation, another great episode of the Arrington Gavin podcast. I am your friend, your host, your bro, your homie, Arrington Gavin, here on this lovely Friday. Again, we're coming to you with dropping new episodes every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple, iHeart, what else? Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Also 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via YouTube and Facebook. Please subscribe, hit the like, leave a comment on our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media, on our Facebook page, R Smooth Club Podcast. Okay, R Smooth Club Podcast on Facebook. I truly appreciate it, y'all. Look, always a great time when I get to sit down and talk with you all, my friends, the listeners, the viewers. If you, for those who continue to support the show, I truly appreciate it. Now, thank you. Again, this episode of the Arrington Gavin podcast is presented by Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth. For more information about Rugged Evolution Beard Care, go to their website, ruggedevo.com. Okay, that's ruggedevo.com. Gotta get some great stuff. That's what I used to keep my beard sharp. You can kind of see it. There you go. But guys, another great, I got a lot of stuff to share with you all on this episode. And I'm excited to let you know that later on the line, because it is election season. I believe early voting has already started, but election period is happening like in November. I need to get the specific dates on when, but I'm going to have some of my friends that work in the political scene in different positions, whether it's advocacy, whether if it's campaign manager or coordinator. I'm going to have some candidates on as well, even officials. So I'm very excited to get their perspectives and their insight on the upcoming local, state, and federal elections, national elections going on right now. It's on the national scale. Of course, everybody's talking about the presidential elections. We recently had, I believe, this past Wednesday, we had the second Republican presidential debate was televised on Fox Business, as well as I think it was simulcast on Univision, and that had happened in California at the I think the Reagan Museum or something. And of course, I live in the state of Virginia, Hampton Roads area. We have a lot of busy and important elections for delegate and Senate seats. So I'm excited about that, guys, because as you know, I always talk about it a lot. I am a political buff, and I understand not everybody likes politics, but at the end of the day, you have to be informed to know what's going on in your communities, y'all. Okay, you have to be informed, especially as a business owner. You have to know of the up and coming projects happening in your backyard, in your communities. What are some avenues that can benefit small business owners? I'm very passionate about that. And let's be real. Hey, the cost of living is not going down. So it's best that we continue to invest, but also know, okay, where is our taxpayer dollars going to? What can you do to help me in the community? What can you help to benefit my household, my family, my business, in this city, in this state? So it's going to be exciting. I have some very knowledgeable friends and a network of friends that work in all avenues, so I'm going to be excited to have them on. That being said, kind of starting the show off talking about politics, I want to get your insight on or just your thoughts on if you checked out the last debate that they just had, the presidential debate. Again, this was the second one. You had former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. You had South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. You had former Governor of New Jersey Chris Christie. There's another gentleman by the name of I think he's Governor of Dakota, Burgeon. See, that shows you how important he is. I can't remember his name. My bad, bro. You also had former Vice President Mike Pence, who's also the former governor of Indiana. You had Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. You had Vivek Ramaswamy, who's an entrepreneur. And I believe that was everybody on that stage, that it took place on that stage. So, everybody's talking about, the winner, the loser of that debate. Of course, former President Donald Trump did not participate. This is the second time skipping out on the debate, and it is rumored, was actually true, that he won't be participating in the third debate because he is doubling in the poll numbers. I believe he's at 57%. Behind him is Ron DeSantis with, I believe, like 15%, and then it's Vivek Ramaswamy, and it goes on, I believe, to like Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Chris Christie. I believe they're like time like the 3% or 1%. So very low numbers. And again, it does show that the likely candidate for the Republican nominee will be Donald Trump as of right now, but it is very early, y'all. So that's where why I'm gonna be at least bringing on some friends that has some great insight when it comes to what's going on in DC with this election. But being a local cat, being a Hampton Roads guy, I have got to know what's happening in my community, okay, in my area. So I definitely want to bring on local candidates because it's very important what's going on in your backyard. A lot of people say, well, it's all about the national level. Actually, it's not. It's always great to be more, in a sense, woke. And let me tell you something. What I think of the word woke. What's the opposite of woke? You sleep. For me, woke is about being informed on things. Now, other people in other communities use it differently as a way of to smear it in their political beliefs. They smear that word, but I take it as a form of staying informed. So you don't have to use the word. You can use the word. I could care less, but you want to make sure you be informed. You're informed on what's happening in your community. So that being said, be sure to vote early, or if you don't want to vote early and vote on the actual election day happening in November, please read up on your candidates, your local candidates. There's elections going on in delegate seats, Senate seats, and if you don't want to vote for anybody, hey, that's on you, but you have to be informed. Check out your local city like .gov website. Check out who's on your school board. Check out who's on your city council. Check out who's your state your governor. Check out who's on some of your local committees in your area, because it's very important to stay informed what's going on in your backyard. The worst thing you can be is unaware and confused and like, oh, I didn't know that. That's the worst thing. So you please stay informed. But back to this presidential debate. Again, guys, I'm an independent, registered independent. I voted for Democrats. I voted for Republicans. I go back and forth because one thing I will tell you that I do not go with the herd. I go with, who I'm always going to judge a person by their character first and foremost. I'm going based on character, and then I will go on their policies, right? What's beneficial for myself, my family, and what treating people equally. I'm big on equality for all people, and that's what I'm gonna be looking at. Now, in this debate, a good number of them I really don't care for, but I will say that once again, Nikki Haley, who I told you from the very first presidential debate, she to me did great because she was like last place in the poll numbers, and she came up. She's the only female in the race, for one. She's not scared of these guys, and she brings great stats. So I will give kudos to Nikki Haley. Vivek Ramaswamy is I'm not crazy about his attitude. I'm not crazy about his personality, the way he represents himself. See, to me, I see an arrogancy with that. So I really don't care too much for Vivek, but he's very popular. He's young. He's, I believe, 38 years old, billionaire, very successful. So obviously he's very confident, right? A lot of people were attacking him because he is the outsider when it comes to politics. He has never, ever took hold of a political position ever. So it's very interesting the fact that, hey, this guy thinks that he can just step foot in the highest position in politics. And right now he's doing great. He's doing great. He's still in it, right? Um, Ron DeSantis really didn't. He didn't do so good this one. He's kind of like the one that people are starting to see that's not going to be the candidate. See, Ron garnered so much success and attention because the way he handled COVID. So when COVID was, it was so many other states were very strict COVID laws. Florida was not. So what had happened was people that could not do stuff in their state, in their home state, they moved to Florida and partied and did their thing. Money increased in Florida, businesses increased, everybody was happy in Florida. So that's where he was like, oh, our savior. So it made him very, very, very popular. But the difficulty with DeSantis right now, and I'm just giving you my perspective, I do not like the aspect of taking away African American studies in your schools. That right there, sir, is a big no-no for me, because at the end of the day, you talk about division within our country, African American studies, that's what can help prevent division. People always say, well, I don't want my child to feel bad or feel sad, like they are the ones that are going to be depressed after hating their, what their background is. If a white child is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, they don't want them to feel bad. Dude, their history back in the day, history was never always going to be good. It's good and bad history. Everybody needs to learn it. Hell, we don't want to keep on hearing about what had happened for African Americans back in the day, but we do. And we continue to see, okay, that was then. What can we do now to improve that? So that's one thing I don't care for DeSantis. He was a what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness. I'm losing my train of thought. He was a big supporter of former President Donald Trump, a person I really do not care for at all. Again, I told you from the beginning, I judge a person by his character. If I would say this, if he was a slight different or a slight more compassionate person, maybe I could tolerate him. But I do not like the man's attitude. I do not like the man's demeanor. Again, still to this day, he's never apologized to former President Barack Obama about questioning his citizenship because of his middle name. Okay, so I don't care for you on that one, boss. But yeah, DeSantis is he is starting to turn a lot of heads for people, because a lot of individuals are like, maybe DeSantis is not that guy that we were interested in. Tim Scott, he's just another person that's added there. He, I really is so when I see him on the debate stage, you have the people that to me are like the salesmen. They are doing a commercial. They sound like they're commercial ads, and they're very like, oh, this is why this is the America that I know and that you could too, and this and that and the other. Like, dude, stop trying to promote something and get with it. Get what you can do for this country, right? What can you do? Don't keep on selling me stuff, because it's gonna get old. Same goes for Vice President Mike Pence. Mike Pence is so much of, he sounds like a salesman. He sounds like he's just really trying to sound like his commercials, and stuff like that gets old. It really does, on both sides, not just Republicans, but on both sides. It really gets old. Again, Nikki Haley was the one that was very vocal, not scared. Now Chris Christie was the very first one to point fingers and to take a shot at former President Donald Trump, because Donald Trump decided to skip the debate. Now, what was interesting was the fact that in the first debate, no one mentioned really, well, they did, but they wasn't saying like he should be here right now. They weren't taking those kind of shots. They were just talking about like previous administration, and really not a lot of them are vocal of former President Trump like Chris Christie is. Chris Christie is extremely vocal and criticizes former President Donald Trump. Now, Chris Christie is a person that you don't want to get into a voice, like a verbal argument with, because Jersey guy, man, you can, he's easy to pick on because of his weight, and that's one thing that's President Trump has done. And guess what? Chris Christie comes back with the arguments as well. He said, we're not going to, you're skipping out on this debate. We're not going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck. I mean, like, they're coming with the personal shots. Ron DeSantis, another gentleman, took personal shots at Donald Trump for not showing up. Now, the question is, honestly, guys, should former President Donald Trump show up for these debates, or should he? Is it helping him that he is skipping it? So these are going to be some questions I might ask some of my colleagues and friends that are political consultants and campaign organizers, because I want to get their insight on that. And again, y'all, that was the second presidential debate. If you are not a registered Republican, look, these debates are not just for Republican people to watch. Again, I am an independent. I do not flow with any side. I'm giving you the God honest truth. But you have to be informed and watch both sides. If there was just as many people on the Democratic ticket, I'll watch the Democratic presidential debates. I'm watching every single Republican debate. As much as it's gonna probably hurt you to listen and watch it, and you gotta cringe checking out, you have to be informed. So, do consider checking it out. If not, please make sure, if you're not registered to vote, get registered to vote, because your vote does matter. I know a lot of young people out there and people my own age is like, man, I don't really vote. I don't do that mess. That's hogwash, because if you don't vote, I don't want to hear you talking about, oh, you can't stand the fact that gas prices are increasing. I can't stand the fact that the cost of eggs are, increase, or, just groceries. I don't want to hear that shit, because here's the thing. You have to, in order for you to, if you see an issue, right, do something about it. Don't just talk about it. You gotta be about it. You have to do. You gotta have to do the work. You're gonna have to make sure that you vote. Okay, you're gonna have to read up on these candidates in your home, in your local communities, and on the national level. And it's just very important to stay informed, y'all. It's very important to stay informed. So I'm gonna end off that convo in regards to the presidential debate. I'm going to move on to a huge story that just came out recently. Damian Lillard, point guard, coming from the Portland Trailblazers, all-star, dude's a monster, had been traded to none other than the Milwaukee Bucks. Damian Lillard will now be teammates with the Greek Freak. I think that's his nickname. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, let me tell you this. I remember that, like, a few years back, Damian Lillard was not into the, what do they call it? The like, oh man, those there was a term where you had like so many all-stars all in one squad. Like you had like the LeBrons, the D-Wade, Chris Bosh, or LeBron, Anthony Davis. He's not a fan of like when you compact a team with like so many franchise players. It's a term, and I cannot get it out to save my life. But he was like saying, no, I want to continue to build up the squad around me here in Portland, and we're gonna keep it going. Now, of course, everybody's like, why not help yourself get a ring, because you're extremely talented. You deserve a ring. Make it a little easier, because see, I'm on that aspect. I'm like, work don't work harder, works, dang, I can't get my words out today, y'all. Work smarter, not harder. Damn, that was so hard to get out. Work smarter, not harder. So that time when KD had went on to play with the Golden State Warriors, he got a lot of heat because the squad that just took them out of the playoff realm last year, he was going to sign with them. But I'm like, why the hell not? There are they are a dynasty squad. There's a stronger chance he can get a ring playing with them than getting a ring playing with OKC. And what happened? He got two. He got 2 rings out of it. Might have been 3. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was just 2. So, like, people need to go scratch with that. they're like, it's the principle in it. No, it ain't. Get your rings. Get your rings, okay? Jeez. Don't just go for the money. In all honesty, what do you if you ask every NBA player, I wonder how many of them will say, look, I just wanted to play in the NBA for the money and not the championships. All of them wants to win a championship. They're all competitive. It's in their spirit as an athlete. Shoot, my family is a bunch of athletes. My wife, my in-laws, my brother-in-law, like my father. I'm competitive. Everybody's competitive. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a money whore. I love some cash. All right. I sure do. Let me get one of these Supermax contracts. Shit, I can buy my own ring. Y'all like, all right, Arrington, calm down. So, yes, I want to kind of read some stats on Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, point guard, okay. Let's see his stats. 7-time All-Star. 4-time All-NBA second team All-NBA third team, Rookie of the Year in 2023, in 2013. In 2023, he was the NBA three-point competition, NBA Teammate of the Year in 2021, a part of the NBA 70th anniversary team. The man is a beast, okay? Olympic gold medal winner. Very successful. He's 33 years old. He's been playing since 2012. And sure enough, he is now a part of the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, after nearly an entire NBA season of stasis between the Portland Trailblazers and Miami Heat, the superstar Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. So Lillard to the Bucks is, let's see who I don't care who got in the return. The main thing is the fact, is this going to work out? It's all great when you read about the headline, like, oh, he's going here. Oh, they about to be, it's over. Because Milwaukee won a championship, I want to say either 2 or 3 seasons ago. They haven't really been the same since, but Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the greatest players in the NBA, hands down. He's a huge specimen. He has, I think, 1 or 2 brothers almost the same size, and he's a monster. Now, you add speed to that and a person that can shoot, and Damian Lillard, it's interesting. I'm curious. I'm really excited to see it, because I mean, it's just, now, let's see if this will stay finalized. But big questions after most shocking deal. Yep. Now let me see who Milwaukee has on their squad now, with addition to Damian Lillard. Let's see here. All my sports fans, I'm gonna try to hit up. I got a good buddy of mine that's a sports guru, sports expert. It's a 3-person deal. Excuse me, a 3-team deal. Let me see here. Now, this is reported by CNN. Okay, Portland Trailblazers are trading 7-time. I've already mentioned them, to a 3-team deal involving the Phoenix Suns. Now, Lillard wrote on the social media that he's excited for the next chapter. The casual won't be addressed in Portland. Yada yada. Who moonlights as a rapper off the court and goes by the stage name Dame Dolla, also released. I haven't heard this music. Put in the chat or comment. If y'all heard any Damian Lillard's music? Is he like that? Just curious. I really don't listen to rap like that. If it's a bop, I'll tune into it. But I've never really listened to rap like that. Huh? What was that? Okay, Milwaukee Bucks. That's what I was. Okay. Milwaukee Bucks. You got Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has a brother up there so Giannis is 7 feet tall, 243. His brother's 6'7", 219. You got Malik Beasley. Let's see. They got some AJ Green. Okay. Andre Jr. Jackson, Chris Livingston, Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez. What is this, a team of brothers up in here? That's two sets of brothers you got right there. Good squad. Good squad. It will be interesting. I will say, y'all, it will be interesting. I think they're going to make some noise. I think it's going to garner a lot of attention to Milwaukee. I think this is a great confidence booster for Milwaukee because, again, they have won a championship before and did great. Their season is built on the fence now. I think injuries has kind of held them against, but they are still a contender squad. In my opinion, they are still a contender squad. Now with the boost of bringing this all-star on the squad, it's something to look at, but you got to be careful because hopefully egos doesn't clash. Now, Damian to me is not an egotistic kind of dude. Neither is Giannis. So I think it will work out perfect. As for other players, we've seen, KD try and come back with, Kyrie or like KD and James Harden, like, certain guys, even Chris Paul, like they team hop to squads, and you add some more pieces to it. It's all about if the attitudes can match. If the attitudes are on one accord, boom, you got a squad. If people can accept other people's roles on that team, they're good. But if everybody want to be, hey, look at me, then you're screwed. So don't want that to happen. Now, moving on to the last story I want to bring with you all. So Colin Kaepernick, right? Colin Kaepernick, NFL football star, civil rights activist Colin Kaepernick. Now, as you know, let me get my notes out, ready for this one. As you know, Kaepernick has not played in the NFL, I believe, since 2013. Now, let me check just to make sure, but I'm positive that the last time he had played in the NBA, the NFL. Oh, I'm wrong. 2016. Sorry about that. 2016. So he had a 6-year, as of right now, he's only been played in the NFL for 6 seasons. He's been a free agent ever since. And a lot of his reason of being a free agent was that at the time he took a stance. He took a stance to shine light on police brutality and racial inequality in the United States. Now, during that time, there was a lot of unarmed, innocent men of color that were killed or brutally beaten by the hands of law enforcement. So, like any other public figure with a platform, he wanted to say, hold up. Well, something has to be spoken about this, man. I just can't continue to play and make money and success in this and not say anything that if I see something that's wrong. He is by the way, he is a biracial male, okay? But he still knows that, okay, I'm also an African-American male as well. And I see something going on with people in my community, something has to be said. So what he did, he took a knee during the playing of the national anthem. When he first did that, it sparked so much backlash because people said he's disrespecting the flag, he's disrespecting the country, he needs to go back where he came from, blase, blase, blase. Now, to my knowledge, when you want to make a statement, when you want to bring attention, right, bring awareness, or you want to grab the attention of everybody, and now that I have your attention, now I can speak on the issue, what I did that for. That's why he chose to do that. Okay? What gets me all the time is that people's like, he disrespected the flag. No, he did it. And he's even said that multiple times. I did not disrespect the flag. He had asked permission from retired World War two vets or, military veterans. He had asked them, what is something I can do to grab the attention, to bring awareness to this issue in our nation? Yet again, he got hell for it. A lot of people that took the same stance, they got hell for it. And what I mean by hell is a lot of squads didn't want them on their team. Some of them didn't, get they couldn't resign with their contracts. Some of them took a longer period of getting signed to a team. The leader of this movement has not played since 2016. This man wasn't hurt. This man was playing at a very decent, he could have easily been a starter for another squad, not just a backup, but he could have been a starter for another team. At the time where he hasn't played since because of what had happened and what occurred during that period. So since then, there's always speculation on when would he ever get the chance back? When would he ever get a chance back? When is he ever going to get? He has, donated a lot of his money to charities. He signed a great deal with Nike, which was a very lucrative deal, which, helped, with his finances and things like that. He's not a broke man. I will say that he's not a broke man at all. The closest he got to, the closest he had got to coming back to the NFL was in, let me try and find it, was in, let me see. It was, okay, it was in 2019. 2019, I believe. In 2019, November 12th, 2019, the NFL set up a workout for him in Atlanta on Saturday, November 16th. All 32 NFL teams were invited to attend the private session, which was to be closed to the media. It was to include an on-field workout and an interview with videos of both to be sent to teams afterwards. Now, aside its scouting combine, now this is all on Kaepernick's Wikipedia page, so you can read it for yourself. The league rarely organizes workouts for all of its teams. Typically, NFL team schedules workouts for Tuesdays when head coaches and general managers can more readily attend. Saturdays, teams are prepared for games the next day and traveling to away games. On November 16th, about 30 minutes before the scheduled start of the workout, Kaepernick nixed the plans over concerns about the workout not being public and issues with the liability waiver the NFL asked him to sign. Think about that. Now, remember, he signed a waiver on paper, so that means, hey, you sign that, you have to do what's told on that contract. He instead moved to an Atlanta area high school where he held a public throwing session attended by scouts from 7 NFL teams. Now, 32 teams to 7 teams. In all honesty, obviously 7 teams went over there, the other rest could have done the exact same thing. And then some said, hey, well, look, if he wants to skip out this one, I'm out. I don't need to, I'm giving this guy a break or a shot to potentially be on my squad. Now, a lot of people had mixed emotions about him deciding to move it last minute to another place. And don't get me wrong, I would feel different too, because I don't like last minute adjustments at all when we're told, hey, work out here. Now, the one thing I read in there that caught my eye was that, okay, Kaepernick nixed plans over concerns about the workout not being public and issues with the liability waiver that NFL asked him to sign. Now, obviously, I don't know if that meant he already signed it or if he didn't, but he obviously had issues with it prior to this event. But if playing again really is really important to you, then in a sense you just want to say, well, dude, what was the issue? What was so bad? I mean, I'm reading it right now, but like, what is a big issue why you want to move it to another to a high school? Was it the fact that you didn't want all the cameras involved? Because that could be a thing, because hey, your way of playing can a lot of cameras and attention can affect your your play. You haven't played in so long. You haven't played at that time for like 3 years. So it can hinder your playing style and things like that. But for me, I'm like, dude, it's been so long. Come on, just why did you do that? Because a lot of people, or a few, I know Stephen A. Smith that spoke about it, and he's very public in repeating it too. He's like, ever since that had happened, the career was over. He was no longer ever going to be in the NFL because of that incident. Now, he caught a lot of hell for that. Stephen A. Smith did, because Stephen A. Smith is always looked upon as like a criticizer and always going against the culture and things like that. In my opinion, that man gives you his God honest opinion, which I highly respect. Okay. He don't care what y'all say. He gives you his perspective. He gives you his honest opinion. Okay. That's what kills me. People don't ever like other people's opinion, but they want to hear your opinion, but then they don't like what you have to say, and then calling you a sellout and all that other crap. I can't stand. But after that occurred, this was reported by the New York Times opinion piece. Let's see. I can't pronounce his name. Tahayashi Coach said Kaepernick is not fighting for a job, but that he is fighting against cancellation. That was in November 22 of 2019. Now, February 2019, it was reported that Kaepernick spoke with the Alliance of America Football and the XFL about becoming a quarterback for them, but wanted a guarantee $20 million per season. Well, you already know that wasn't going to happen, because XFL quarterbacks were paid $250,000 per season. They were professional. They were like a high level professional league. They were somewhat semi-pro, but I would still say they were a professional league. That was a developmental league that can help gear the players who succeeded in that league to play up in the pros. While in the AFL, the Alliance of American Football League, quarterbacks were signed to an unguaranteed $250,000 over 3 seasons. So if that's true, man, come on. And it might not be strictly from Cap. It might have been from his, from his PR team too. Now, in June of 2020, the Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll said that he regretted not signing Kaepernick in 2017. However, for the 2020 season, he would not be signing him and was happy with Geno Smith as the team's backup quarterback. Now, Carroll indicated someone is interested in Kaepernick and that a team contacted him about Kaepernick to get some insight on him. And Carroll said that it is the first time any team has contacted him since his 2017 meeting with Kaepernick. And then in May of 2022, Kaepernick worked out with the Las Vegas Raiders. That was it. So I literally, I know it's a lot, earful of stuff, but I say all that to say, guys, so recently we all watched Aaron Rodgers' debut as a New York Jets quarterback. That debut was after 4 plays. He ended up injuring his Achilles. He's out for the season. Gone. 39-year-old, who honestly, that might be the last time. I hope it's not, but it might be the last time we ever see him on the field. Jets are panic mode. They have their backup, Zach Wilson, who has right now, I think he's like 2-1 or maybe 2-0 this season as their quarterback, maybe 3-0. I can't remember, but they don't want to put their faith in Zach Wilson. I mean, sorry, Zach, but that's just the way it is. Jets fan, they want to see some big stuff happening for the area. I mean, hell, it was one guy in the fans that he was so mad he fussed out his teeth out his mouth. This man fussed out his dentures came out his mouth. I'm like, ooh, that's nasty. But Kaepernick had recently sent a letter to the Jets organization And this is reported by Yahoo Sports. It says Colin Kaepernick's humble Jets letter offers more reason for admiration and reminds us he's not going away. Kaepernick will not give up, and he is not going away. On Tuesday, his friend and rapper superstar J. Cole posted on social media a letter he says Kaepernick wrote to the New York Jets general manager Joe Douglas, in which Kaepernick asked the quarterback's needy franchise to sign him to its practice squad. Cole wrote that he had Kaepernick's permission to make the letter public and got it only after convincing his friend that the public needed to see how hard Kaepernick works and how much he still wants to play in the NFL. Kaepernick liked the post on Instagram, and his longtime partner, Nessa Diab, posted it to her IG stories, affirming that Cole had their blessing. Excuse me. Now, the letter's dated September 21. The letter has almost a sweetness to it, with Kaepernick respectfully and humbly asking Douglas for the opportunity, offering his thoughts on what the Jets could gain with the move. The letter also mentions 4 men associated with the NFL who would vouch for my character. This is in his quotes. Would vouch for my character, work ethic, and ability. Kaepernick's first NFL coach, Jim Harbaugh, another of his coaches with the San Francisco 49ers, Chip Kelly, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh, and Raiders owner Mark Davis. Now, guys, the big question is, will New York take that risk and sign him to the practice squad? He's asking to be on their practice squad, y'all. Their practice squad, not the team, but the practice squad. He's saying, give me the opportunity, and I promise you, I can work my ass up to getting on that roster, and I can do something. I can come back, and it's, you know what? I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Don't ever give up on your dream. That's what I'm seeing in this. Don't ever give up on your dream. Kaepernick he's now 35 years old, y'all. 35 years old. Now, their Jets quarterback, and now this is just practice squad, but their Jets quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, that just is out for the season, he's 39 years old. He's about to be 40. I will say that signing a 35-year-old quarterback who has not played in the NFL since 2016. Now, it's different from, you can work out all you want. Look, you can see T.O. right now, Terrell Owens. Terrell is shredded. Terrell is a Hall of Famer, and he still looks like he can play. Shannon Sharp, he is shredded. He looks like he can still play, but those guys are not going in. They're not putting their body on the line. They know that it's a different from working out and actually playing in the gridiron with players, with the contact, all that stuff. So, I'm praying for. I would love to see a team sign Cap, but at the end of the day, it's like, how many times do we have to keep on getting our hopes up? It's been since we saw the opportunity in 2019 that didn't happen. We hear about workouts, obviously something the teams and organizations does not want Cap. Now, again, it will always be that he's blackballed because of what he did, and organizations can be a little skeptical of like, okay, is it going to hurt our ticket sales if we sign Cap? Is it going to increase our ticket sales if we sign Cap? You're going to be taking a gamble one way or the other because of his age, 35 years old. You also got to look at the factor that he has not played since 2016. Also, you have to look at the political side. Everything involves politics now. Everything gets political. You're going to have so many fans that are going to either say, I'm going to sell my ticket, or I'm going to burn a former Kaepernick jersey, because people were doing that crap back when he was in the league and he did what he did. People react so differently. Fans react differently. And at the end of the day, owners, man, it's all about the almighty dollar. What can help get them, the dough, right? So we will see. We will keep notice on it. I don't think this is the end of hearing about it. I think it will be a continuing conversation. I will bring it more on the show. I might even talk it on my radio show a little bit. But this is just a few of the stories, y'all, I wanted to share with y'all, have that conversation and all that great stuff. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into the Arrington Gavin podcast. Please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Follow us on all major podcast platforms. And again, new episodes coming every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via YouTube, our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media, and on Facebook at R Smooth Club Podcast. Also, be sure to tune into my weekly radio show, In Your City, hosted by yours truly, along with my friends, comedian Ciroc Fox and the hustle queen herself, Miss Michelle Young, on WNSB 91.1 FM, 12 p.m. Again, if you're not in the Hampton Roads area, you can't turn that radio dial to 91.1 FM. No worries. You can listen live online at WNSB.org, or you can download the WNSB app. I truly appreciate it. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Be easy. See you next time.